This annual Mariah Carey It's Time video in collaboration with Sephora is actually much more devious than you think it is. First of all, the depiction of the elf as a welfare queen, like a flippant worker who just complains all the time about his conditions, is just so nasty, right? Especially when the elf said, "We're striking because y'all put us through a holiday hell, and I'm pawning off this Sephora that I'm stealing from you to pay for my elf therapy." It's like essentially what they're doing here is making fun of the complaints that working people have about the conditions they find themselves in. Like, they truly view working class conditions as a joke. They think this shit is a game. And it makes it all the more evil when you look at what they do in real life. Because I'm looking at this post that came from My Perfect Union in 2024, and it says Sephora made $10 billion in revenue last year. $10 billion. And they rewarded their employees with cookies. With cookies. So essentially, in 2023, Sephora made $10 billion in revenue and rewarded their employees with cookies. And obviously, the workers were upset about this. And 2 years later, they make an ad with Mariah Carey where they seem to be making fun of the exact same workers who got mad at Sephora for giving them cookies when they made $10 billion in sales in 2023. Like, do you not see how evil this is? Corporations like Sephora will steal its workers' surplus values, bar them from the means of production, and then make fun of said workers when they rightfully complain about the conditions that they find themselves in because they don't own the means of production. Their surplus value is being stolen from them. Sephora made $10 billion in sales in 2023. You think their workers received even a fraction of this money? Like, this is wicked as shit.
Halloween slayed, but now it's spill the tea. Who's the thief?
Busted! Bad news, Mariah Carey. The elves are striking this year. Elf revenge for putting us through holiday hell. Santa's helper quit. I'm pawning all this so I can afford elf therapy.
That's my blush, elf boy.
Your lipstick? I'm taking it. Christmas, it's canceled. No bells, no cheer, no glam. Bye, sweetie.
You can't cancel Christmas.
Any last words?
Yeah.
Can we not?
Oh, and a snowman now. Great.
Mariah Carey, Sephora. Let's talk about it. In my opinion, Mariah Carey has always been problematic. When she hit the scene, she did an interview that talked about her white mother, who she gave praise to and all the credit to for her success. And she can do that. She was there, I wasn't. And she dragged her black father as being absent, not giving her any time, and not being there in her life. And we all have experiences, or experience somebody with that experience. That's not anything new to the black community. But what I took away from that article was that she wanted nothing to do with her black DNA. And I'm cool with that. You don't have to choose being black. We're okay with that. It's enough of us that we can celebrate being black. But my surprise came when she divorced Tommy Mottola, her first husband, and started dating black men.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, welcome on board. So as we know, Americans are trying to boycott Christmas this year, and it's evident that whoever gave Maria the advice to do this advert didn't think it through. Like, people are trying to come for her for using her elf as stealing her Sephora to sell on eBay. Like, it means, it depicts, since you guys are so poor to buy things anyway, why are you trying to boycott Christmas? It's giving like, okay, I underpay you, so now you have to steal my stuff to go sell on eBay, you peasant, you poor people. Like, it's the timing and it's the message. Whoever gave her the advice on this advert, just like I said, didn't think it through. Like, people are going through a lot, and as it is, we all know that during this time a lot of Americans are so materialistic to the point that some people would go out of their way, even with the fact that they do not have money, to buy gifts for their loved ones. And the timing and everything for this advert is not just it, right? And a lot of people are boycotting Christmas simply because they want to stop this level of consumerism. They want to stop this level of materialism. They want to save their dollars, because at the end of the day, they feel they're feeding into the corporations, pockets, and none of this money is being given to them. And not to mention that snaps have been cut, and a lot of Americans now have to source ways to make extra money for groceries and other things that they need. So guys, I don't know, it's kind of crazy, and the time is not just right, and the advert is giving you peasants anyway. He don't even have money, So guys, what do you think about this advert, especially the timing? Are you gonna boycott Christmas? Are you gonna cancel Mariah Carey just like any other person is canceling her? Because everybody usually look forward to her. It's time for Christmas, and now this year she's acting as if she doesn't even understand the plight of the people. So guys, drop your thoughts in the comments and let's know what you think.
And not only did she date black men, she started having beef with black women over these black men, as if to say black women didn't deserve the black men that she wanted. Like, we were beneath those black men that she wanted to date. Yeah. And then she married a black man and procreated with him. And she changed her music to appear to embrace black culture. So Mariah Carey has always been problematic to me in the black community. She's always been that way. And I never was a fan of her music. I don't listen to All I Want for Christmas, because all I want for Christmas is to not hear your song. Basically, if we're being honest, I don't want to hear All I Want for Christmas. I don't have it on my playlist, and if the radio plays it, I turn it down or off if I'm in the car by myself, because I don't like it. Now, Sephora, what was your get from that commercial? What did you think that you were going to get by making that commercial? Because I'm going to tell you, it screams, I deserve your money. It screams, you guys are too weak to boycott Christmas. It screams what the 1% are all saying about Americans who are beneath them in the income category. That's all I'm saying, who make less than they have. That how dare you try to black out the system? How dare you say you're not going to go Black Friday shopping? How dare you tell me you're not spending your money with me? Your money is my money, and I deserve it, and I want it. They are laughing at the thought that Americans who are not in the 1% are choosing to not shop on Black Friday. Why should we make their lives comfortable when ours is uncomfortable, including Miss Carey? Why do we need to buy your music when you feel like we're beneath you? Why should we continue to allow you to sip tea in robes and make videos or whatever it is you do? Why do you feel like we owe you that? Corporate America is laying off people in the droves. Small businesses are fighting to stay relevant. People are having to dig into their bag of creativity to feed their families. It's all kind of chaos going on around us. And Mariah Carey's only contribution to our struggle is a tone-deaf commercial with Sephora. That's what you got, sis? That's what you bringing to the table? We don't need your music. There's nothing you're making that we need. If you have a clothing line, which I don't know, or if you have a fragrance line, which I don't know, we don't need that either. The things that we need as Americans, the things that we need that's not part of the 1%, is to do what we have to do to provide for our families and take care of our families, and it does not include making the rich richer. It's time for us to be selfish. It's time for us to think about us. And for me, no Black Friday shopping here. Christmas is canceled. And I have grandchildren. Now, I will celebrate Christmas with my grandchildren. And I will give them money. But I won't add to the dollar or to the bottom line of these big corporations, because I won't be patronizing them.
Sephora really said, you. Have you seen their new app?
Personally, I didn't feel attacked by the elf jokingly being turned into a snowman after talking about going on to strike. Like, it's not that deep. It's a joke, babe, but they feel so attacked, and they are promising to never spend money on Sephora ever again.
It's the way Sephora will never get another dime from me after that commercial. Like, girl, what?
So first you were triggered by jeans, now you're triggered by elves. It's like none of this is that deep, and y'all sound ridiculous. They are getting so pressed over things that are so fundamentally inconsequential that I really just have a hard time understanding it. Elves aren't real, y'all. They are applying a layer of like serious Marxist analysis to this that is just not called for, because it was clearly meant as a joke. It's like a fictional scenario. I don't think they understand that people don't always literally make everything serious and analyze it in the most annoying way possible, the way that they do. I thought it was cute. Call me crazy, call me evil villain.
Mariah is the personification of the commercialization of Christmas. And that ad was corporate propaganda dressed in glitter. Sitting up there trying to make boycotting look silly and telling us that we're just a bunch of grumpy elves quitting the holidays. Sending the message to the consumers that they own joy and that we're gonna fall in line just like they know we will. Yeah, that ad was tone deaf and strategic. Oh, you ain't seen it? Roll the clip, honey.
Halloween slate, but now it's spill the tea. Who's the thief?
Busted! Bad news, Mariah Carey. The elves are striking this year. Elf revenge for putting us through holiday hell. Santa's helper quit. I'm pawning all this so I can afford elf therapy.
That's my blush, elf boy.
Your lipstick? I'm taking it. Christmas is canceled. No bells, no cheer, no glam. Bye, sweetie.
You can't cancel Christmas.
Any last words?
Yeah. It's time.
Can we not? Oh, and a snowman now. Great.
Yeah, because let's not forget, Mariah is the soundtrack to capitalism's favorite season. So Sephora knew exactly what they were doing when they picked her for this ad. Trying to shame and guilt trip people into spending money this season. Acting as if being economically conscious makes us joyless and silly. This is why I said stop telling them our moves. Stop giving them a play-by-play. Stop giving them start and stop dates. Why are we waiting until the 25th? Why are we stopping only after a week? Like, come on, y'all. Because this is what they do. They watch. They see it. They're up here. What y'all think they got social media marketers for? And managers using the TikToks and seeing what's going on in consumer business so they know how to plan ahead. I told y'all they were going to do this. I told y'all if y'all gave them dates, start and stop, you give them the plan, let them know exactly what's coming, they can plan for it. And that's exactly what they're doing. They go on and they make counter marketing campaigns just like that. If our movements are going to hit them where it hurts, which is their wallets, they have to be unpredictable and they have to be sustained. There cannot be an end date. It cannot be a 1 week performance. This has to be an ongoing lifestyle, y'all. I need y'all committed, just like Mariah's committed to that old tired gig she got. It's time for real change, y'all. What they are not understanding is that canceling Christmas is not about canceling joy. It's about refusing to let joy be bought and sold back to us by them. We will still be celebrating community, love, music, rest. Most importantly, rest. But we're not going to feed the machine and we're not going to feed the system. We're going to be feeding into each other, building into each other, supporting each other through this bullshit ass timeline we're living in. So let's not be shocked that Mariah did this Sephora ad because a millionaire gone millionaire, a billionaire gone billionaire. We already know this. They not like us, and that's okay because we don't need them to be. To them, we may look like silly little grumpy elves canceling the holiday seasons, but what we really are is going to survive through the struggle one way or another, helping each other hand in hand, uplifting each other, and digging into community to build outside of the commercialism system. So let them go ahead and run them ads. We ain't forgetting what the mission is. And we are not moved. We will not be spending a motherfucking dollar, okay? And y'all trust and believe this is the first of many of these ads we are going to see coming.
So for the last 5 years, people every year anticipate the day after Halloween for Mariah Carey to do her little It's Time thing for Christmas. This year it's receiving a lot of backlash, however, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the commercial starts out, because it is a commercial now, it's an ad. The ad starts off with her saying that Halloween slayed. No, it did not. I don't think it's a slay when people are having to hand out ramen noodles instead of candy this year, so they can ensure people are going to eat. Macaroni cups, Capri Suns, water bottles. I don't think that was a slay. Then we move on to the elf who is going to pawn her Sephora makeup because he cannot literally make ends meet. It sounds like Mariah Carey represents capitalism. We are the consumers, and we're working rather hard this year to make ends meet. And let's not forget about the fact that she started this trend in 2020, where the economy was at its peak, and then it moved into the pandemic. And even then, the economy was doing really great. Small businesses were excelling. People were doing great. There were jobs. Everything was good. Now we're into 2025 and not so much. And then the elf says that he has to get health therapy, and that's why he's pawning her makeup. Sounds like a play on the fact that health insurance costs are going to increase this year because of the administration and everything that's going on right now. So to say the least, the ad was very insensitive. A lot of people found it very weird. And it just seems like they were saying, if nothing else, we don't care if you have to work your fingers to the bone. We don't care if you have to DoorDash, Amazon Flex, get overtime, get a second job. We don't care if you have to chop off your arm and sell it. Make sure that you buy what you have to for Christmas this year. Make sure that you are investing and you are overindulging in consumerism, because ultimately the world would not, billionaires would not make money without the little people. It's crazy because people are like, oh, little people depend on the government so much. Poor people depend on the government so much. But billionaires depend on consumers. And this is exactly the depiction of reality of consumerism versus capitalism.
Can we not? But what does she mean by that? For those of you that don't know, Mariah Carey releases a video every November 1st saying that it's time for Christmas, and it's usually a sponsored advertisement. This year has been her biggest yet, and it reflects in the set design and production of this ad, which is where this controversy starts. Because it's no hidden secret that Americans, specifically young Americans on TikTok, are struggling to put food on the table. And an advertisement that uses a song that is all about rejecting the materialism of Christmas and accepting your loved ones into your life is strangely anti-consumer. The plot of this ad is that an elf is stealing Mariah Carey's Sephora to sell it on eBay and get a ton of money for it because she hasn't been paying him, Santa hasn't been paying him for all of the work that they've been doing every single holiday season. Which has led many people to assume that this play is about us. This is because the elf that is trying to boycott Christmas was specifically stealing two brands that were boycotted by American consumers for supporting a genocide in the Middle East. The brands being boycotted being Dior and Valentino Donna, that were both featured directly in these ads. Because of this, in the general Hunger Games-esque let them eat cake aesthetic of this ad, many people are now calling to boycott Sephora this holiday season. Now, do I think Mariah Carey was aware of the subtext of this ad at all? No, I think she was just cashing a check, which at the end of the day is the largest problem in the American economy right now.
The Mariah Carey Christmas ad is giving Facebook Marketplace because it was tacky as fuck. Celebrities don't give a fuck about us. They don't care. They only want what they can sell us and how much money it's going to bring them. Anybody saying it's not that deep is a non-thinker because they're basically saying we're going to get your money with or without.
It's been 2 days since Mariah Carey and Sephora released that It's Time ad, openly mocking the working class of this country. And in just 2 days, that ad has over 100 million views and 22 million likes. At first I thought this has to be in part due to bots. Has to be an artificial inflation of numbers. Because no way did corporate America, along with celebrity and multi-millionaire Mariah Carey, mock the fact that people are striking, boycotting, and generally protesting the conditions under which we are all being strangled, only to find that the masses are indeed fawning and falling at their feet in their hunger for this consumer-concentrated holiday, eager to throw the last of their pennies toward the ruling class capitalists, while simultaneously millions around us are unable to afford housing, food, education, healthcare. Consumerism, along with religion, and this holiday happens to feature both front and center, is truly the opiate of the masses. They are laughing in our faces. In the ad, Mariah mocks the elf for striking and needing therapy, accuses him of stealing from her, and then turns him into a snowman against his will. And 22 million people liked this. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Comrades, we gotta work harder. For everyone else, if you have to shop, shop local. Go to small local shops and craft fairs. There are lots of them this time of year. And do your gift shopping there. Boycott all the large stores. If you're in a more rural area, check out the local farms and farmers markets. And just keep your spending in the local economy. She really might as well have said, let them eat cake. And instead of being enraged by
not the Queen of Christmas making fun of poor people, Mariah Carey and popular makeup corporation Sephora have been receiving some major backlash. I bet J-Lo's happy. The backlash has been so bad, Sephora actually turned off their comments. Now, this all started with a holiday commercial that featured Mariah Carey catching an elf stealing her makeup. And when confronted, the elf responded that he would be pawning the items that he stole so he could pay for therapy, and that he's going on strike for being put through holiday hell. I am usually the first one to laugh at my pain, but this hit a little bit too close to home for many people. What happened to All I Want for Christmas Is You, an unmaterialistic song turned materialistic? Some commentators are stating that people are just too woke, while others are stating that it was distasteful and insensitive. I couldn't agree more. This is what happens when you have a bunch of rich, old people trying to be relatable to the working class. This train wreck of a production poked fun at the fact that people were overworked, how people are protesting, and even had the gall to mention how people cannot afford to manage their mental health. No one thought this was funny except the rich. So unless the 1% is going to pay all of Sephora's bills, they better come correct. And they can start by slashing those prices at least 80% off, since we all are just too poor to even afford food, let alone.
A lot of these multi-billion corporations, they think they're going to do without the peasants, without the poor people. Literally, the poor people are your biggest customers, right? Because you made them believe that they need a lot of materials. They need to feed into buying stuff that would, amount to some level of buying them some happiness. So the billionaires cannot do without the poor people. And by the time they boycott all the Christmas, all the celebrations, all the Thanksgiving, by not spending money, you spend the time with your family, but don't spend money that you do not have. By the time people start coming together to boycott Christmas spendings, to boycott Thanksgiving spendings, maybe it's gonna wake them up from their slumber and from their indifference of not knowing that they need to help their own people. They need to help people. Like, you have too much money and you see people that could barely make ends meet to still be putting into the system. It doesn't work that way, So guys, what do you think? If you have come far in this video, thank you for stopping by. But before you go, hit on the subscribe button, hit on the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, hit on the notification bell in order not to miss any of my videos. See you in the next one. Have a blessed day.